What's up, everybody? We just had our very first official big rain here in Florida. Can you believe it? Here in the month of May. We've had a couple of sprinkles throughout the year, but this has been the big one. And so been a very dry year, but this time of year the garden is starting to wake up. The filiformis, as you can see in front of me, are starting to unfurl from their hibernacula and are growing out nice, and they are beginning to flower. The Citacina and different types of pitcher plants are starting to grow in quite nice. These are known as Sarracenia. And so everything this time of year is starting to come to life. Everything's coming out of their rhizomes and growing nice. And we even have some Venus flytraps that are growing quite nice as well. Now, you can see here there's a lot of dynamics that happen in a bog garden. For instance, this unfortunate fly here that has been captured. And so that's what's so amazing about these bog gardens, is they're always changing and there's always something going on with them. The bonatas are starting to open up and do quite well. As you can see here, they're flowering, and also the filiformis is flowering. Now, the interesting thing about the Droseras is their flowers do not stay open very long. These were open in the morning, and just in a matter of a couple of hours they have closed up. Some of them will seed while others will not, depending on what variety you have. Now, if I come on around here, you can see that we have different things happening in here. Here's a closer look of those Sarracenia coming out of their rhizomes. There's something about a bog garden that adds a new element that most other gardens just don't seem to have. You can see here we've got a wasp gathering some water, and there's just a liveliness to it. These bonata, these are the giant forms, are starting to grow out. And now let me take you over to the other gardens and we'll take a look at those. Here's a really good example. I was talking about just the dynamic of a bog garden. You have all these different types of plants flowering all at once. There is different varieties of Drosera capensis in here, filiformis. You even have a utricularia here that is putting out a beautiful flower. It's called a utricularia longifolia. You have a Stellinium debil in there, and you even have some tiny miniature, it's hard to see, pitcher plants that are coming along in this garden. Now, these, even the smallest little things, like these leaves right here, are actually stolons from our carnivorous plant that grows underground, called a utricularia. We have some more over here. These in front of you are bonata, and as they get more sun, they will start to darken up quite nice. And these flowers here are known as capensis drosera, and they are self-fertile. So all of these flower buds will open and close within a matter of hours. They will self-seed, and then in a couple of weeks to a month or more, they will drop their seeds and produce hundreds of little babies. In here, we've got little tiny pitcher plants growing, as you can see from there. There's some in here growing. And so that is what a bog garden will give you, is all these very unique insectivorous plants who will feed on insects. Now, gardens in general are just amazing places, but when it comes to something that is quite unique, that's the bog garden. I cannot recommend it enough. Let me take you one last place, over to the Venus flytrap. Lastly, we have the Venus flytraps. Now, these were all Venus flytraps that I rescued from big box stores, so they're looking a little rough, but they are starting to come in quite nice here, and starting to take shape, growing out from their rhizomes. Here's one that is starting to grow out quite nice, and they will continue to put out their summer pitchers, which are these summer traps, which are these very long traps. Most of the time during the winter, they grow short to the ground. Depending on the variety, they will grow close to the ground. But just an amazing thing. All these little tiny plants will end up growing very large, 2 to 3 feet tall, and so you'll get to go along with the journey and just see it all grow. All right, so this has been a very short journey. As these things continue to grow out, I will continue to document this for you. That way you can just see how amazing and dynamic these plants are as they put out new growth, new leaves, new flowers, and how they begin to start collecting prey. As they get older, as summer comes, is when they really start to look their best. I hope you've enjoyed this video. As always, collect some carnivorous plants. If you have any interest, let me know.